In 2025, I was in my Dora the Explorer era in this hobby. I expanded my collection to unprecedented levels and tried different plants that I never have tried before. I just tested the limits of my green thumb. Well, in 2026, I have ended that era, yo. I have compiled a list of some of these plants that I definitely will not be trying again. Yeah. We've been through that and we're not going back again. So if you're in the same mindset as I am in, I want you to grab a cup of coffee. I want you to grab something. I want you to grab someone. You're definitely going to need to clutch your pearls for this one. And without much ado, my fellow ex-Dora the Explorer girlies, let's get to the nitty-gritty of plants I will not be buying again in 2023. The first one is, brace yourself for it. A lot of you might gasp if you hear this. I am talking about snake plants. Snake plants, but hang on. Specifically variegated snake plants. You guys, I don't think many of us fully realize how slow growing variegated snake plants are. Oh my goodness gracious. And I learned the hard way in 2025. I'd always wanted a variegated whale-fin snake plant. And when I got my hands on one in 2025, I was excited. Tell me why it's been a year and this plant has only pushed out 3 new leaves. 3 leaves for an entire year. Mind you, I'm growing this plant outdoors in full highlight. So imagine you in Canada. Imagine you in your basement apartment. It might take you 10 years to produce the amount of leaves I have produced. Oh my goodness gracious. And I should absolutely do better because this is not the first time this is happening. I once encountered a rare variegated Sansevieria Yellowstone. I've had this plant down in my care since 2023. Babes, I can count the amount of leaves this plant has given me. Probably 7 at this point. Variegated snake plants grow extremely slowly. The only exception is the OG variegated snake plant girl, the Sansevieria Laurentii. She is the only exception. The rest, oh my goodness. Take it from somebody who was actively building a snake plant collection and specifically talking about snake plants that have either yellow variegation and certainly white variegation. If you do not have the time, the patience, the years of your life to commit to patiently seeing a plant grow, I strongly will not advise you get a variegated snake plant. I certainly will not be doing that in 2026. If you must get one, I would strongly advise you get one that is mature. Focus on a mature specimen. Now is not the time for you to be a cheapskate. I would rather spend an arm and a leg to get a mature specimen of a variegated snake plant than get a small one that will take years to mature into something substantial. I hope this is making sense, but honestly, I would not be making that mistake in 2026. But I'm curious to know your thoughts because this is not a one-sided conversation. Do you own a variegated snake plant? Does it grow like a snail, like a paralyzed snail? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of variegation, this is another one I actually learned the hard way in 2025, and it was a costly mistake. So babes, please listen carefully and do not repeat the same mistake I made. Please, in 2026, I and also you will not be buying half moon variegated plants. Please, I know half moon variegated plants look absolutely beautiful. The symmetry, they're very Instagram worthy. But when it comes to half moon variegation in plants, there are 2 ways it can go, and there's absolutely no in between. Okay, it either becomes completely variegated or it will entirely revert and become completely green. There's literally no in between. And I learned this the hard way in 2025. I bought what was then my most expensive plant, a variegated Rojo Congo, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful, but had half moon variegation. Tell me why it's been months going to a year, and this plant looks like a hot mess. This plant is in a constant battle with itself because it keeps pushing all variegated leaves. I remember variegated leaves do not have chlorophyll, so the plant cannot photosynthesize. So it's literally stunted. So please, if you want to get a variegated plant, ensure that you get one that has marble variegation or speckle variegation. Always avoid a plant that has half moon variegation. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it, girl. You're going to end up regretting it. Okay? All right. By the way, if you're feeling the content so far, make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you want to see more of my behind the scenes shenanigans, check out my YouTube membership for all that stuff. But let's proceed. Oh gosh, this next one, I think I honestly owe you guys an apology because I actually gaslit a lot of you. I undermined your experiences when you complained about this plant, and now I know firsthand what you mean. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the Philodendron birkin. I remember I made a video asking why you all had forgotten this plant, because this plant used to be a hot cake. She used to be the talk of society amongst the plant community, but she has all but fallen out of grace, out of favor, out of importance. And now I see and understand why. The growth profile of this plant is abominable. Yeah, I said it and I do not regret. This is a plant that doesn't stay cute. So I do not know why, I do not know what is going on, but as this plant grows, the leaves start to fold. They start to like fold and become wobbly, and honestly, it just gets to my skin. Whenever I look at my Philodendron birkin, I am literally filled with revulsion. I can't stand the way it looks like, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, now I understand why. And I had to actually ask myself, am I doing something wrong? Am I giving this plant too much light? I literally had to call my home girl that owns this plant, and she said the same thing too. And I remember that my subscribers had also complained about the Philodendron birkin. So I don't know, is it do you experience this? Do you have a Philodendron birkin that just remains upright? Have you had a Philodendron birkin in your care for a while and it doesn't look like a hot mess? Please let me know, let us know, and if perhaps we're all doing something wrong. But the Philodendron birkin, no, definitely will not be buying it again. Never in a million years. Oh yes, this one. Oh, certainly without a shadow of doubt. I'm talking about the Hawaiian palm. The Hawaiian palm. This is honestly a mystifying plant. Honestly, I don't think there's anyone out there on earth that knows what they are doing when it comes to this plant. There is very conflicting care information about this plant, which explains why each time I purchase this plant, regardless of whatever I do, it doesn't last more than 3 weeks in my care. 3 weeks would be a personal world record. In 2025, in my experimental era, my Dora the Explorer era, I said, okay, I'm gonna give this plant a try. And I bought it on 2 occasions, and it perished within weeks. When I came to lament to you all about this plant, one of you actually said something that this plant actually goes dormant in summer. And I was like, oh my goodness, I literally live in a hellfire. I literally live in a country where it's summer all year round. And which might explain why this plant didn't live for so long. So you see what I mean by there is not a consensus and there is no categorical information about how to take care of this plant. So maybe till there is, even if there is, I'm done. I'm not getting myself a Hawaiian palm again. I am not. If yours is thriving, good for you. Me and a Hawaiian palm were so done. Been there, done that. Never again. Yeah, never again. Speaking of plants that no one in the world knows how to take care of, lipstick plants. No, This is a wannabe Hoya plant with an identity crisis. Most people do not know what they are doing when it comes to this plant. And for some strange reason, this is not a cheap plant. It's quite expensive. It cost me an arm and a leg to get one. And honestly, I do not know what I'm doing. I think I literally just have like 2 strands left of this plant in my care. I do not know what I'm doing. I do not know what this plant wants. I am confused and flabbergasted when it comes to this plant. Literally just walking on eggshells. I don't know whether to water this plant. I don't know whether to give grades and shade highlights. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Honestly, so in 2026, no more. In fact, the rule of thumb for me is I'm not getting a plant if there isn't a consensus about how to take care of this plant. Because as difficult as like alocasias are, as calatheas are for some of you, not for me. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that your boy is a calathea icon. There's a bit of a consensus about certain care requirements as regards them. But for a plant like the lipstick plant, there isn't really a consensus as regards what this plant wants. There isn't. It's basically trial and error. Like I said, I'm done exploring. Dora is done exploring, and now Dora is in her intentional era and prioritizing peace of mind, prioritizing what works. So yeah, definitely a lipstick plant. But please, if you are somehow a lipstick plant wizard and aficionado, please let us know in the comment section how we can take care of this plant. Perhaps there's somebody out there that wants to give it a shot in 2026, but certainly not me. Yeah, this next one is actually right here in this plant room. Honestly, this plant has given me such a hard time. I constantly am walking on eggshells trying to figure out what this plant wants. Please let me just show you so you guys have an idea of what plant this is. Hang on. I'm talking about this young lady, the Philodendron melanochrysum. The Philodendron melanochrysum honestly comes as no surprise because we've all been traumatized by this plant at one point in our lives. And as at 2025, I was feeling very brave and courageous. I told you I was in my Dora the Explorer era. And I told myself, you know what? Let me try this again. Let me try this again, despite the warnings, despite the scandalous reputation this plant has. And I did so, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this plant. I've literally moved this plant almost to every room in my house. I attempted to grow it outdoors in shade, and she was not having it. I don't think this is a plant that likes high temperatures. And I live in an oven. It's constantly always hot all year round in this nation. So right now I have kept it somewhere in my plant room, and I don't know whether it's okay or not. I've had this since probably October, and it hasn't brought out any single leaf. It hasn't brought out any single leaf. The other day I checked the root system, was very healthy. I don't know what this plant wants. Please, if you have somehow cracked the code, if you know what you are doing, I don't want to let it go because it was quite expensive. But I sure as hell will not be getting it in 2026. But if you have cracked the code, if you know what you're doing, if you have any key information, tips and tricks, please drop them in the comment section so that at least this plant can actually grow in my care. It can actually do something to indicate that, at least a step in the right direction. But yeah, and just to add, honestly speaking, in as much as my motto last year was all about experimenting, treating those plants as cut flowers, letting those plants surprise you, I told myself this year I have been surprised enough, right? This year I'm not going to get any plant that has a reputation for being difficult, right? So Philodendron, Variegated, any plant in the plant community that has a reputation for being difficult, I think I'm honestly done exploring. We're getting old, y'all. 40s around the corner. I'm done exploring. And yeah, I will say I fell in love with alocasias Some of them are honestly putting me through the wire. I fell in love with alocasias and calatheas last year. I have gotten the hang of a couple of them, and I may continue to tread that path with them. At least I think I figured out what they want. But in 2026, I'm not experimenting any further than what I already know. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to what I know. I'm sticking to what seems to be working so far. And saving my money and my peace of mind as a result. But I'm curious to know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with some of these plants I've mentioned? And also, please drop your no-buy list of 2026. What are those plants that you're not going to be getting anymore? You tried them in 2025 and you're like, hell to the no. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Let's kiki. If you enjoyed this, by the way, like, share, all that good stuff. Don't forget to check out my YouTube membership, and I'll see you in the comment section and in the next video. Till then, goodbye, my loves.